The Cosmic Brew Cafe buzzed with life, an interstellar hub nestled within the bustling confines of the Zenith Mall, a shopping center teeming with vibrant colors, alien sounds, and an aroma of exotic spices that wafted through the air. The hum of conversations in various languages mingled with the clinking of glasses and the hiss of coffee machines. Anna Volkov stood behind the counter, her hands rhythmically moving as she prepared drinks, every motion fueled by her genuine desire to connect with the diverse beings surrounding her. "Next in line," Anna called out, her voice bright, cutting through the din of chatter. A wave of excitement washed over her each time someone new approached, their unique features and customs providing endless fascination. Today, however, would bring an encounter that would alter the course of her life. A figure stepped into view, unlike any she had seen before. Grix was tall, towering even among the diverse clientele, and his skin shimmered like polished obsidian under the cafe's neon lights, giving him an otherworldly presence. He hesitated, his large, luminous eyes scanning the menu board overhead, clearly overwhelmed. With a deep breath, Anna plastered her trademark warm smile across her face, taking a step closer. "Good morning. What can I get for you?" she asked, her tone welcoming but gentle, aware that Grix might be struggling with more than just the menu. Grix blinked slowly, his thin, elongated fingers tapping nervously on the counter. I wish to have coffee?" His attempt at words emerged haltingly, each syllable carefully articulated as if they were unfamiliar to him. "Coffee it is. What kind?" Anna leaned closer, her curiosity piquing. "We have Cosmic Cappuccino, Nebula Latte, and Black Hole Espresso. Or do you prefer something sweeter like the Milky Way Mocha?" Grix's gaze shifted back to the menu, his brow furrowing as he tried to make sense of the options. After a moment of thought, he pointed at the mocha. "Milky Way," he repeated, his accent thick and melodic, lending an air of charm to his earnestness. "Great choice." Anna beamed as she turned to prepare the drink. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled her nostrils, reminding her of the rich tales that accompanied the origins of each bean. "You know, each of these drinks has a story behind it," she called over her shoulder. "The Milky Way Mocha is made from beans harvested on a moon orbiting a gas giant. The locals claim it has energizing properties that can even wake the stardust in your soul." Grix tilted his head, his eyes narrowing in intrigue. "Energizing? Soul?" His expression revealed a sincere curiosity, as though he were piecing together a puzzle made of human emotions. "Yes, it's all about the vibes, you know," Anna said, handing him the steaming cup adorned with a swirl of cream that resembled a galaxy. "Here you go. Just be careful, it's hot." He took the cup gingerly, studying it as if it were a rare artifact. "Thank you, Anna Volkov," he pronounced her name carefully, as if savoring each syllable. "Wow, you got it right," she laughed lightly, pleased with his effort. "Most people mangle it. And what about your name? Is Grix short for something, or is it just Grix?" "It is just Grix." He took a tentative sip, his face morphing into a look of surprise. "Sweet, like the sun after long night." Anna chuckled at his description, charmed by his poetic analogies. "Exactly. It's a comforting burst of energy. Do you visit the cafe often?" "First time," he replied, his fingers tightening around the warm cup. "I am learning about humans, customs." "It is difficult." Concern etched across Anna's face. "Oh, I can only imagine. Humans have their quirks. It's like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded sometimes." She rested her elbows on the counter, leaning in closer. "What are you struggling with the most?" Grix's gaze dropped to the counter, and the silence stretched between them like an invisible bridge. "Communication," he admitted finally, his tone almost reverent. "I do not understand all words. They come and go." Anna nodded, empathizing with his struggles. "It can be confusing, especially when different species have their own ways of expressing feelings and thoughts. But you're doing great. Just keep trying." Her encouragement seemed to spark something in him, a flicker of determination replacing the uncertainty in his eyes. "Thank you, Anna," Grix responded softly, lifting the cup again. "I wish to understand more how humans connect. Let's start with coffee, then," she offered, her heart warming. "How about you come back here tomorrow? I can teach you some phrases and maybe even share more stories behind our drinks." His eyes lit up with excitement, and for a moment, Anna felt as if she were looking into a starry expanse of potential. "I will come." "Yes." After a brief exchange about the various alien species frequenting the cafe, the conversation began to flow more easily. Anna shared her favorite coffee-related anecdotes, while Grix recounted tales of his home planet, a world of swirling pink skies and crystalline landscapes. The cafe, filled with the energy of interspecies exchanges, became a backdrop for their growing connection, forming a bridge between two vastly different worlds. "Tomorrow," Grix insisted before taking his leave, his fingers gently brushing against her hand as he set down the empty cup. "We will speak more." Anna smiled, feeling a rush of warmth as she waved goodbye to Grix. As the door chimed softly behind him, she couldn't shake the feeling that their encounter was only the beginning. The bustling cafe returned to its usual rhythm, but Anna's mind lingered on the mysterious alien who walked through her doors, a sense of anticipation buzzing within her. What stories would unfold in the coming days? What challenges would arise from their newfound friendship? The thought sent a quiver of excitement down her spine. Tomorrow would bring more than just coffee. It would offer a chance to bridge two worlds, unraveling not only the mysteries of an alien's language but perhaps unlocking deeper connections, ones that might resonate far beyond the bright lights of the Cosmic Brew Cafe. Grix's gaze dropped to the counter, and the silence stretched between them like an invisible bridge. Communication, he finally said, his voice low. Your ways, they are complex. I fear, I do not understand. Anna nodded, sensing the weight behind his words. It can be tricky, for sure, but you're doing great. Just keep trying. She smiled encouragingly, hoping to lighten his mood. And I can help. Before Grix could respond, his hand twitched, and the cup slipped from his grip. The steaming mocha splashed across the counter with a splash, drenching a small holographic device nestled beside the coffee machine. The device flickered to life, projecting a hologram into the air, a swirling map, vibrant and detailed, of an uncharted planet. Anna's eyes widened as she leaned closer, mesmerized by the glowing lines that traced the planet's surface. Oh, Grix exclaimed, panic crossing his features as he reached out to grab the device. No, I did not mean to. His long fingers fumbled, and he managed to stabilize the device, but the map remained displayed, revealing a series of markers and coordinates. What is this? Anna asked, peering closer. The swirling colors of the hologram fascinated her, and she could see mountains, rivers, and what appeared to be vast forests stretching across the planet's surface. Grix hesitated, his eyes darting nervously between Anna and the hologram. This is important, he said, his voice dropping to a whisper as if he feared being overheard. This is the location of resources crucial for my people. Anna's heart raced. Your people? What kind of resources? Grix took a deep breath, steadying himself. Water, energy sources, and something else, he said, his voice trembling slightly. Something very precious. His luminous eyes sparkled with a mix of hope and anxiety. What is it? Anna pressed, her curiosity getting the better of her. What's so precious? He glanced around to ensure no one was listening before leaning in closer. A mineral. It is said to enhance our abilities, improve our technology. My world, it is dying. We need it. Anna's mind raced with the implications of what he was saying. She had always thought of the universe as vast and filled with life, but now she realized there were entire worlds facing dire challenges. So, if you can find this mineral, it could save your home? Yes, he replied, his voice firmer now. But, this planet is uncharted. I do not know how to reach it alone. Then let's figure it out together, Anna said, feeling a surge of determination. I can help you decipher the map. We can work on it right here, right now. Grix's expression shifted from fear to surprise. You would do this for me? A stranger? Of course. Anna smiled, her enthusiasm infectious. I mean, you're not just a stranger. You're my first alien customer, and I'd love to help. Plus, if it means helping your planet, that sounds like a worthy cause. He blinked slowly, processing her words. You are different from others, he said softly. You do not view me as simply an alien. You see me as Grix. Exactly, Anna replied, feeling a warmth in her chest. And let's start figuring this out. She motioned for him to bring the holographic device closer, and he carefully adjusted its position. The map shimmered, revealing the intricate details of the terrain. Here, Grix pointed to a cluster of symbols near the center of the map. These are energy resources. This dark spot here, it may be where the mineral lies. Anna leaned closer, squinting at the hologram. And how do we know it's safe? What if there are, I don't know, creatures or something? Creatures? Grix chuckled, a sound that surprised her. Yes, there may be, but we will be prepared. I am trained in survival. Trained? Like a soldier? She asked, intrigued. Not soldier, he clarified. Explorer. It is different. I must learn to adapt to unknown environments. Anna felt an unexpected surge of admiration for him. You sound like an adventurer. I could use an adventure. Grix turned to her, his luminous eyes bright with a mix of hope and gratitude. You are willing to journey with me? Well, not literally, unless you want to drag me across the galaxy, Anna replied, laughing lightly. But I can help you plan this. We can start by gathering data, anything that might be useful. The atmosphere around them shifted as they pored over the map, the air thick with anticipation. Anna felt a spark of excitement at the thought of helping Grix navigate not just the complexities of the map, but also the nuances of human interaction. As they worked together, she couldn't help but notice how their differences began to blur. They were both explorers in their own right. Do you have a crew? Anna inquired, her brow furrowed. You know, to help with the mission? Grix paused, a shadow crossing his features. I am alone, he admitted softly. My people, they do not understand me. They see my ambition as foolishness. Anna felt a pang of sympathy. That's tough. But you're not alone now. You have me, she said, her voice firm. We can figure this out together, Grix. Thank you, he said, and for a moment, Anna saw a flicker of hope in his eyes that made her own heart swell. As they continued to dissect the map and Grix shared more about his world, Anna realized that she was not just assisting him, she was forming a connection that transcended the barriers of language and culture. Each detail he revealed about his home planet allowed her to see the universe through his eyes, and with every piece of information shared, she felt the weight of significance bearing down on them. Just as they were about to delve deeper into the map, the cafe door swung open, and a rush of customers flooded in, breaking their concentrated bubble. Anna quickly glanced at the timer on the coffee machine, realizing she had a line forming. Looks like I've got to tend to some orders, she said, a hint of reluctance in her voice. But let's pick this back up after, okay? Grix nodded, his face breaking into an appreciative smile. Yes, I will wait. As Anna dashed off to fulfill the orders, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. This was more than just a coffee spill, it was an unexpected opportunity for connection, understanding, and perhaps even adventure. The stakes were high, and she was ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. As Anna leaned over the holographic map, the vibrant colors pulsating with potential, a new understanding began to dawn on her. Grix had opened a window into a world she had never considered, a world not just alien in form but in the very essence of its survival. Tell me more about your planet, Anna urged, her voice steady, filled with curiosity. What's happening there? Grix hesitated, his luminous eyes reflecting a myriad of emotions. Our planet, Galder 7, is rich in resources, but we are out of balance. We have exploited our environment, and now it is rebelling, he confessed, the weight of his words heavy in the air. The water sources are drying up, and energy supplies are becoming scarce. We face a crisis. Without the mineral, we will not survive. Anna's heart sank at the gravity of his situation. She had always thought of crisis in broad terms, natural disasters, wars, but this felt personal, like a direct line to a being and a world she had just begun to understand. And this mineral, it's the key to restoring balance, she asked, trying to wrap her mind around the enormity of the responsibility resting on Grix's shoulders. Yes, Grix replied, his voice steady despite the turmoil within. It enhances our technology, allowing us to restore our ecosystem. But this map, it is the only lead I have. I cannot do this alone. Anna nodded, her determination firming. You don't have to. We'll figure it out together. Grix looked at her, surprise etching into his features. Why do you help me? You could walk away, ignore the plight of an alien. You are different. Maybe I just see you as more than just an alien, Anna said softly. You're Grix, and you have your own struggles, just like anyone else. He blinked slowly, absorbing her words. Your empathy is unique. On my planet, we have learned to prioritize efficiency over feelings. But we are realizing that this method, it fails us. Anna tilted her head, intrigued. So, what do you do instead? We have always relied on teamwork, Grix explained, a spark igniting in his eyes as he spoke. When we face a crisis, we gather as a community. We trust each other to bring our strengths to the table. But, since our resources are dwindling, trust is hard to find. Many act alone, fearing the end. Trust is important, Anna agreed, recalling the camaraderie she felt in the cafe. She had always believed that a simple cup of coffee could bridge gaps, bring laughter, and foster connections. We need to figure out a way to build that trust again, don't we? Yes, Grix replied, hope threading through his voice. But how? Anna thought for a moment, her mind racing. Maybe we can use your map to create a plan. We could simulate a community expedition, practice teamwork. You show me how your people work together, and I'll help you translate that into something we can understand. Grix's gaze brightened, the tension in his shoulders easing just a bit. You would be willing to help me teach my people? Absolutely. I mean, I can brew a mean cup of coffee, but I'm also a pretty good problem solver, Anna chuckled, trying to keep the mood light. And if anything, I know how to get people to come together over a good drink. Coffee? Grix raised an eyebrow, his interest piqued. Yes, it's a beverage that brings people together. The smell alone can draw a crowd. Imagine this, we set up a community brew day. You teach them about trust and teamwork while I whip up some great coffee. It'll be a way for you to share your culture and knowledge and for us to bond. Grix nodded slowly, a smile breaking across his features. This is a brilliant idea. Coffee as a bridge. Humans truly have a unique way of forming connections. Exactly. Anna grinned, feeling a surge of excitement. And while we're at it, we can also dig deeper into your map and explore those coordinates together. We can plan our approach. As they began to discuss the details, the holographic map seemed to glow even brighter, illuminating their faces with its swirling colors. Grix pointed out different landmarks, explaining their significance. Each location held stories of his people, tales of cooperation and survival. Anna listened intently, her heart swelling with a blend of empathy and admiration for Grix's determination. "Here," Grix said, his finger hovering over a particularly dense area on the map. "This is where we believe the mineral lies, but it will be guarded by creatures that have adapted to the environment. We must be careful." "Creatures?" Anna echoed, her voice a mix of intrigue and concern. "What kind of creatures?" "Predators, mostly," Grix replied, his tone somber. "They have become fierce protectors of the remaining resources. But with your knowledge of human survival tactics and my training as an explorer, we can devise strategies to navigate those dangers." Anna's excitement bubbled over as she thought of all the stories she had heard about survival in the wild. "We can create diversion tactics, use our surroundings to our advantage. I can show you some tricks from camping and hiking." Grix's eyes gleamed, a spark of hope igniting within him. "Your willingness to share your knowledge, it is invaluable, Anna. If we combine our strengths, we may just have a chance." As the two of them continued to plot their course, a sense of resolve settled between them. They were no longer just an alien and a human, they were allies united against a common threat. The gravity of Grix's situation pressed against Anna's heart, but she felt invigorated by the purpose they had found together. "Let's make this happen," Anna said, her voice filled with determination. "Together, we can help your planet. And who knows, maybe this will be the start of something bigger." "Yes," Grix replied, his expression serious yet hopeful. "A new alliance, perhaps, a newfound trust." With each passing moment, Anna felt the burden of Grix's plight become her own. As they dove deeper into their planning, she realized that bridging their worlds was only the beginning. Their fates were intertwined now, and she was ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead together. As Anna meticulously traced her finger over the holographic map, a sharp contrast formed between her human intuitiveness and Grix's technologically advanced yet emotionally restrained worldview. "What if we approach this with a community focus?" Anna proposed, her voice steady but tinged with the slightest hint of nervousness. "We can create a hands-on experience that blends your technology with my ideas." Grix's luminous eyes clouded with skepticism. "Community focus," he echoed, his voice laced with doubt. "Our people are accustomed to systems of efficiency, not gatherings. Will they not see it as a waste of time?" Anna took a breath, her confidence wavering yet firm. She had spent years fostering connections in the cafe, helping customers feel at home, and now she felt the weight of her role. "But isn't that the point? If they don't trust each other, the efficiency will crumble. It's like trying to brew coffee without water, nothing good comes from it." His brow furrowed as he considered her words. "You cannot equate the dynamics of a beverage with the survival of a civilization. They will not understand your methods. We are different." "Different doesn't mean incompatible," Anna countered with a hint of frustration. "Look, I know that your people do things differently, but I've seen the way a simple cup of coffee can bring people together. If we can create a space for open communication, it could bridge that gap. It might just work." Grix's hesitation revealed a flicker of curiosity, but he quickly masked it with uncertainty. "You are asking me to change generations of ingrained practices. How can you be so sure? I've seen it happen in my own cafe. People from all walks of life, species even, unite over something as simple as coffee. It's not just about the drink, it's about the experience. Imagine sharing stories while brewing together, learning to trust each other again." Anna's hands animatedly gestured, visualizing the scene even as she spoke. "Stories?" Grix echoed, his eyes narrowing with contemplation. "Perhaps there is merit in sharing." "Yes." Anna leaned in, her excitement bubbling over. "We can make it a fun, interactive event. We'll incorporate your technology to track our progress, but the heart of it will be human connection. Let them share their stories while they brew. You can help them understand how to work together, and I can teach them how to brew coffee." Grix's expression shifted slightly, the tension in his shoulders loosening as he mulled over the idea. "You would be willing to lead this gathering?" "Absolutely. And I'll even brew the first pot. We can create a special blend that represents both our cultures, something that symbolizes unity." Grix's brow furrowed again, but this time in thought. Unity, a foreign concept to many on my planet, but perhaps it could be the first step. As Anna watched him wrestle with the enormity of her proposal, she realized that she had touched a nerve, a desire deep within him for connection that mirrored her own. "We can plan it out together. This map shows potential resource locations, but we'll also need to identify a central location for the event. Something inviting, where your people can feel safe to share and collaborate." His eyes flickered with intrigue. A central location, and storytelling while brewing coffee. An interesting concept.
But how do I convince them to join? Leave that to me.
I'll whip up some delicious coffee, and we can market it as a community building event.
What's more appealing than free coffee and the chance to save their planet?
A moment of silence fell between them, a palpable shift as Grix assessed her conviction.
You genuinely believe that this will work? I do, but it will take time and effort from both of us.
We have to prepare them for this change.
Anna felt a surge of determination.
She had been given the chance to make a difference, not just for Grix but for his entire civilization. Very well, Grix said finally, his voice regaining its steadiness.
If you can demonstrate the effectiveness of your methods, I will support you. But I must warn you, Anna, there will be resistance. Many will not see the value in this approach.
Anna nodded, her heart racing at the challenge.
I'm ready for it. People often fear what they don't understand. But with patience and an open mind, we can show them.
As they finalized their plan, Anna felt a rush of exhilaration mixed with trepidation. She was stepping into uncharted territory, but the thought of forging connections across species filled her with purpose.
Let's set a date, Anna suggested, her voice buoyant with enthusiasm. We need to get the word out and create some excitement. This could be the turning point for both of us.
Very well, Grix replied, a hint of encouragement in his tone.
We shall announce it at the next community meeting.
Perfect. I'll start preparing some samples for us to take alone. If they taste the coffee, they'll be more likely to attend. As they delved into the logistics of the event, Grix's initial skepticism began to fade, replaced by a tentative hope. Anna could see the change in him, the way his demeanor shifted as he embraced her ideas. Yet, as they plotted the details, a shadow of worry crept into Anna's mind. If Grix's people were resistant to her suggestions, would they dismiss the entire gathering? She decided then that she needed to prepare more than just coffee ingredients. She needed to prepare her heart for the possibility of rejection. But she couldn't allow herself to dwell there. She focused on the tangible, the map lit up before her, the coordinates of potential resources glimmering like stars. With Grix at her side, she felt a burgeoning resolve. Together, they could forge a path forward. Let's meet tomorrow at dawn to finalize everything, Anna suggested, a hopeful smile gracing her face. Yes, tomorrow, Grix agreed, and as he stepped back from the holographic display, Anna sensed that a shift had occurred between them. A partnership had formed, one that transcended their differences. As Anna packed up the cafe for the night, she couldn't shake the feeling that a greater journey was about to begin, one that would test not just her abilities, but also the very foundation of understanding and trust. With a final glance at the map, she whispered to herself, this is just the beginning. Anna stood behind the counter of the Cosmic Brew Cafe, a sense of anticipation buzzing in the air. This was it, the day she would finally put her plan into action. The cafe's familiar sounds filled her ears, the whir of the espresso machine, the soft chatter of patrons, and the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafting through the room. Today, she would invite other aliens to participate in a workshop intended to bring together their cultures through the shared experience of coffee. Grix had agreed to co-host, his presence a blend of intrigue and anxiety. As the patrons began filing in, a mixture of curiosity and skepticism flickered across their alien faces. Anna smiled at her first guests, a pair of Lumerians whose skin shimmered like opals under the cafe's lights. Welcome, we're so glad you're here. Today, we'll be exploring how brewing coffee can help us connect and solve problems together. The Lumerians exchanged glances, their expressions hard to read. Grix stood off to the side, his arms crossed, observing the room with a watchful gaze. Anna sensed his tension, fear and uncertainty hung over him like a storm cloud. She took a deep breath, determined to make this work. Let's start with something simple, Anna said, beckoning the attendees closer to the large brewing station. First, I'll show you how to make a standard earth coffee. Then, we can discuss what flavors and techniques your cultures prefer. This way, we can create a blend that represents us all. The aliens hesitated but slowly approached, drawn in by her enthusiasm. As Anna began demonstrating, she could feel their skepticism melting, albeit slightly. She brewed a pot of dark roast, the rich scent enveloping the room. Grix finally stepped forward, his voice steady yet cautious. I will assist you with the technological aspects of the brewing process, he declared, pulling out a small device that projected holographic instructions. This device can analyze the brewing temperature and time, ensuring the optimal flavor profile. Great idea, Grix. Let's combine our methods. Anna cheered, hoping to bridge the gap between their cultures. As the aroma of brewing coffee filled the air, some aliens leaned in closer, intrigued. Do you really think this will help us solve our problems? One of the Lumerians asked, skepticism still threading their voice. We've been divided for so long. What makes you think a drink can change that? Anna met their gaze, feeling the weight of their doubt. I know it sounds simple, but bonding over an experience can create understanding and trust. If we can see each other as friends, we can tackle the issues we face together. Grix nodded, his eyes glimmering with a hint of agreement.
You may be onto something, Anna. Our people are resistant to change. However, if they can feel a connection to you and your ideas, it may be the catalyst we need. As the workshop continued, Anna noticed the subtle shifts in the attendees. A quiet Zektar, his skin a muted shade of blue, began to speak. I've never considered coffee as anything but a beverage. But watching you two work together, it feels different. It feels important. The atmosphere lightened, and Anna felt her heart swell with hope. That's the spirit. Let's brew a coffee that represents all of us. What flavors do your cultures enjoy? The aliens began to share their preferences, each one contributing something unique. The Lumerians loved a hint of sweetness, while a nearby Thos suggested using spices from their home planet. As they collaborated, the initial hurdles began to dissolve, replaced by laughter and excitement. However, not everyone was as enthusiastic. A group of skeptical Corvins stood at the back, exchanging whispers. What is this nonsense? We should focus on more efficient solutions, not frivolous gatherings, one scoffed, crossing their arms. Grix caught their whispers and tilted his head, confusion written across his face. Efficiency has its merits, but at what cost? If our people do not trust one another, no amount of efficiency will save us. His voice carried a weight that silenced the room, leaving the Corvins momentarily taken aback. Anna seized the opportunity. Exactly. We need to build a foundation of trust. This workshop is just the beginning. If we can unite through something as simple as coffee, we can face the larger challenges together. As Anna poured the first cup of their collaborative brew, anticipation filled the air. This is it. A blend of all our cultures. She handed the cup to Grix, who accepted it with a slight nod. Let us share this with everyone, he said, his voice steady as he turned to the crowd. This beverage is not just a drink, it embodies unity and collaboration. This is a step toward our survival. With that, Grix took a sip, his expression revealing nothing, yet Anna could feel the tension in the room shift. As he raised the cup high, she felt a surge of hope. To unity, he declared, his voice resonating with a newfound strength. To unity, the crowd echoed, albeit with mixed reactions. Some were reluctant, still unsure about this human concept of togetherness, while others joined in with genuine enthusiasm. As everyone shared sips from the communal cup, Anna observed the mixed reactions. Some aliens smiled, their barriers beginning to dissolve, while others remained stiff, their skepticism still clinging to them. In that moment, Anna felt a surge of responsibility. She was not only brewing coffee, she was stirring the pot of interstellar relationships. The workshop became an emotional catalyst, revealing the differing perspectives within the alien attendees. Grix's commitment to her ideas was palpable, but the lingering dissent from the Corvins threatened to overshadow their progress. As the workshop concluded, Anna felt both a sense of accomplishment and a tightening knot of concern. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, and she realized that Grix would have to navigate the delicate balance between his traditional culture and the innovative ideas she brought forth. Anna leaned closer to Grix, her voice low but urgent. We can't let the skepticism win. We need to address their concerns, otherwise, this will fall apart before it can truly begin. Grix's expression darkened slightly, but he nodded. You are right. My people are not easily swayed. I will need to convey your message more effectively, but this was a start. Together, we can make this happen, Anna affirmed, feeling the weight of their partnership solidifying. But as they cleaned up the cafe, a flicker of unease crept into her mind. Would Grix be able to stand against the skepticism of his own people? The tension hung in the air, a challenge yet to be faced, leaving Anna with a profound realization: the journey had only just begun. And as the last alien left the cafe, Anna couldn't shake the feeling that the seeds of change had been planted, but they were far from ready to bloom. The workshop was gaining momentum. The air was thick with the scent of brewing coffee as Anna guided the participants through the intricate dance of flavors, each alien contributing unique preferences and techniques from their home worlds. Laughter intertwined with the sounds of the cafe, creating a vibrant atmosphere that almost seemed to shimmer with possibility. Okay, everyone, let's add a pinch of spice from Thassa's world and a touch of Lumerian sweetness, Anna exclaimed, her enthusiasm palpable. The aliens eagerly gathered around the brewing station, their previous skepticism melting away like sugar in the warm coffee. But just as Anna poured the combined mixture into cups, a sudden flicker of the lights drew gasps from the crowd. The ambient hum of machinery halted, plunging the cafe into an uneasy silence. Then, as if in defiance, the overhead lights blinked and dimmed, casting long shadows across the room. What's happening? Zektar's voice trembled, barely audible over the sudden stillness. Anna's heart raced. It's probably just a power fluctuation. Let's see if it comes back, she reassured, though a knot twisted in her stomach. She glanced at Grix, who had stepped forward, a concerned expression crossing his face. Anna, this isn't just a minor issue, Grix said, his voice low and steady.
This cafe relies on its power for everything: brewing, communication, everything.
If it goes down for too long, he let the implication hang in the air, and Anna's heart sank further.
Everyone, please remain calm, Anna urged, trying to maintain control.
Grix, do you think you can help with a temporary solution? Grix nodded, his posture shifting from anxiety to determination. I will need access to the backup systems.
Follow my instructions, and we can attempt to stabilize the power before it fails completely.
All right, let's do it,
Anna said, her voice rising in pitch with renewed hope. She focused on the attendees, who were watching them with a mix of fear and curiosity.
We'll need your help. Let's turn this crisis into a collaboration.
As Grix began to explain the cafe's power system, Anna translated his technical jargon into simpler terms. We need to keep the coffee brewing while Grix fixes the backup. If you can help me carry the coffee makers over here, we can keep our spirits up while we work.
The Lumerians were the first to spring into action, their opalescent skin shimmering as they moved efficiently.
Zektar joined them, his earlier reluctance fading as he grasped the importance of their collective effort. The Corvins remained skeptical but hesitantly assisted, perhaps realizing that their efficiency might be needed after all.
Everyone, please focus. Grix needs our attention, Anna called, rallying the group.
She could feel her own apprehension melting away, replaced by the energy of collaboration. It was as though the crisis had forged a bond among them, each alien contributing their unique strengths to the task at hand. Now, we need to redirect the power from the emergency generator, Grix instructed, his voice steady as he worked with Anna. He pointed at the control panel, and she followed, her fingers dancing across the holographic display, attempting to keep the cafe buzzing with energy. As the lights flickered again, an alarming beeping filled the room.
No, we don't have time, Grix growled, tension heightening in his tone.
Anna could see the worry etched on his face, but she also noticed something else, a flicker of trust beginning to grow between them.
Let's try a workaround.
We can boost the energy flow by combining our efforts, Anna suggested, her voice firm. She turned to the aliens gathered around her, their faces a mixture of fear and determination. We're going to channel our energies together, just like our coffee blend.
It's time to work as one.
With that, Anna and Grix demonstrated how to link their systems, instructing the participants to visualize the energy flowing through them.
Imagine your cultures coming together, just like the flavors we're creating. Let that energy empower the cafe,
Anna shouted, her voice rising above the chaos. The aliens joined hands, forming a circle around the makeshift brewing station.
Grix's eyes widened, surprised but intrigued by Anna's initiative. They all focused, pulling from their strengths: Lumerian sweetness, Thassa's spices, Zektar's calmness, and even the Corvin's precision.
As the collective energy surged, a soft hum filled the room. The lights flickered back to life, and the espresso machine roared back into existence, sending a wave of relieved laughter through the crowd. Anna's heart soared as she looked at Grix, who met her gaze with a mixture of astonishment and respect.
You did it, he said, his voice filled with a newfound admiration. We did it. Anna beamed, overwhelmed by the moment.
This is what it means to work together, she said, wiping a stray tear from her cheek.
Through crisis, we've built bonds that can't easily break. However, just as relief washed over them, the cafe door swung open with a loud crash. A fleet of alien ships hovered outside, their metallic hulls glinting ominously in the cafe's lights.
Anna's heart dropped as she turned to Grix, a mix of fear and confusion in her eyes. Who are they? She whispered, unable to tear her gaze from the ominous sight.
Grix's expression shifted as he recognized the insignia emblazoned on the lead ship. These are the Corvin's envoy.
They've come to discuss the situation, but I didn't expect them to arrive so soon. As the door swung open, the tension in the room thickened. The group of aliens exchanged glances, their previous camaraderie fading into uncertainty.
Would their newly formed alliances hold against an unforeseen threat?
The cafe had survived the crisis, but now, another challenge loomed on the horizon, a challenge that would test everything they had built together.
Anna took a breath, steeling herself for what was to come.
Grix, we need to show them what we've accomplished today.
We can't let fear divide us again.
You're right, Grix replied, his voice steadying as he looked at her.
Together, we've created something powerful. It's time to demonstrate our unity. As they moved to greet the approaching envoy, Anna felt a surge of hope.
This was not just about coffee anymore, it was about connection, collaboration, and the potential for a brighter future.
The next chapter awaited them, and together they would face whatever challenges lay ahead.
The stark silence in the cafe hung heavily in the air, punctuated only by the low hum of flickering lights. Grix leaned closer to the control panel, his fingers flying over the holographic display, trying to stabilize the system before it failed completely. He could feel Anna's presence beside him, a comforting anchor amidst the chaos.
Grix, what's happening?
Anna asked, her voice steady but laced with concern. It's a distress signal from my home planet, he replied, glancing at her with urgency in his eyes. We are experiencing resource wars. My people need help, and the signal indicates that time is running out. Anna felt a chill run down her spine. The vibrant colors of the cafe seemed to dull in the face of such news. What can we do? She searched his eyes, sensing that this was more than just a call for help. It was a plea that echoed through the cosmos. Grix took a deep breath, his mind racing. I need to contact my fleet. They're out there, somewhere in the galaxy, but I can't do it alone. I need your help to rally them. Rally them? Anna echoed, her heart pounding. But how? We're just here, brewing coffee. This cafe has become more than just a place for drinks, he said, his voice firm. It's a hub of connection. If we can harness this energy, we can reach out for support. The realization hit Anna like a bolt of lightning. You're right. We've already created a bond here. If we can channel that, if we can unite these beings, we could generate enough energy to send a signal. Exactly, Grix said, and for the first time, a glimmer of hope crossed his features. We need to turn this cafe into a transmission hub. I can set up the systems, but I need everyone's energy focused on a single point. Let's do it, Anna replied, her determination solidifying. We'll explain the situation to everyone, and then we can work together. As they turned to face the crowd, Anna felt a surge of adrenaline. Everyone, her voice rose above the murmurings. We have a situation that requires all of your help. Grix has received a distress signal from his home planet. They are in danger, and we need to unite our energies to help them. A murmur of confusion rippled through the crowd, but Anna pressed on. You've all contributed your unique flavors to our coffee workshop. Now, we need that same collaboration to reach out to Grix's people. Together, we can send a signal and gather allies for their rescue mission. Grix stepped forward, his eyes scanning the diverse crowd. This isn't just about coffee anymore. It's about survival, yours and mine. If we don't act, the consequences could be dire. There was a moment of heavy silence as the gravity of the situation sank in. Then, slowly, Zektar stepped forward, his face determined. I will help. My species has faced similar struggles. We understand what is at stake. The Lumerians exchanged glances, their expressions shifting from hesitation to resolve. We will join you, one said, their voice melodic. Even the skeptical Corvins nodded, a sense of unity emerging from their earlier reservations. If this is a chance to resolve conflicts, we will do our part, one of them declared, surprising Anna. As each alien voiced their support, a sense of empowerment washed over Anna. Grix turned to her, his expression filled with admiration. You have created something incredible here, Anna. Your passion has united us. Let's keep that energy flowing, she replied, her heart swelling with pride. What's next? First, we'll need to create a focal point, Grix explained, gesturing towards the central brewing station. We can configure the machines to amplify our connection. Great. Let's get to work, Anna said, her voice infused with enthusiasm. As they moved to the brewing station, Grix began explaining the mechanics of the cafe's power systems, while Anna translated his technical terms into simpler concepts for their diverse audience. This time, however, it was different. The aliens were not just listeners, they were participants, engaged and eager to lend their abilities to the cause. The energy needs to flow through us, Grix instructed, his tone both commanding and inspiring. We'll link our systems together, just as we've blended our coffee. Everyone, visualize the energy passing through your bodies, merging into a single beam that we can send out. Anna could feel the tension in the air thickening with anticipation as she looked around, witnessing the determination etched on each face. This was not just a gathering of disparate beings, they were now a collective, a community ready to act. Let's start, Anna called out, her heart racing as she felt the palpable energy build. On the count of 3, we'll channel our thoughts and energies toward the cafe's systems. 1, 2, 3. As they focused their combined energies, a wave of warmth surged through the room. The lights flickered, stabilizing for a moment as the hum of machinery returned, resonating with the collective will. Hold that focus, Grix shouted, his voice rising above the sounds of their efforts. We're almost there. Anna's heart raced as she felt the connection grow stronger. She could see the bustling cafe come alive with renewed purpose, each alien contributing their unique essence to the endeavor. But then, suddenly, a blaring alarm pierced through the harmony, and the lights dimmed again. The cafe's systems groaned under the strain, and panic threatened to surge once more. Grix, what's happening? Anna cried, her voice tinged with urgency. The signal is too strong for the current power supply, he replied, his brow furrowed with concentration. We need to divert the excess energy from the emergency generator. We'll need everyone's focus to stabilize it. Everyone, listen, Anna called out, her voice a rallying cry. We need to channel everything we have into this. Focus on what we're doing, on the lives at stake. We can't let this fail. As they all concentrated, Anna felt the energy shift, a powerful collective force surging through them. She could see Grix's determination reflected back at her, a shared understanding forging a bond that would transcend their differences. With one final push, they directed their combined energies toward the cafe's systems. The lights blazed brilliantly, the alarm silenced, and a resonating pulse emanated from the cafe, signifying that their signal had been sent. Anna's heart soared as she exchanged glances with Grix. In that moment, amid the chaos, they had done it together. But as the energy settled, a new realization dawned on her. This was just the beginning. They had rallied a temporary force, but would it be enough to protect Grix's home? We need to prepare for what's next, Grix said, his voice steady with purpose. They will respond. It's time to gather allies and strengthen our mission. Then let's get to it, Anna replied, her heart racing with the weight of what lay ahead. The stakes had never been higher, and their fates were now irrevocably intertwined. The atmosphere inside the Cosmic Brew Cafe transformed with palpable energy as Anna and Grix rallied the eclectic mix of patrons around the brewing station. The dim lights flickered slightly, casting shadows that danced nervously across their faces while a sense of urgency permeated the air. Anna could feel the weight of expectation settling upon her shoulders. These beings were looking to her for guidance, and failure was not an option. All right, everyone, I know this is overwhelming, but we need to work together, Anna began, her voice steady, cutting through the murmurs of apprehension. Grix's home planet is in danger, and we all have skills and talents that we can bring to bear. We need to harness what makes us unique. Grix stepped alongside her, nodding, his eyes scanning the crowd. Exactly. Each of you comes from a different culture with different strengths. By combining our resources, we can create a powerful signal strong enough to reach my fleet. Zektar, the single-parent alien, stepped forward, his eyes filled with determination. We've faced similar crises. In my world, we often combine our energies during harvest season to ensure a bountiful yield. We can apply that here only this time, it's for survival. Anna felt a surge of inspiration at Zektar's words. Exactly. If we can channel our collective strengths, we can amplify the signal to a level that will penetrate the void of space. The Lumerians, their ethereal forms shimmering under the cafe lights, exchanged glances, their melodic voices chattering in agreement. We can contribute our unique vocal frequencies to enhance the signal, one suggested, their voice like a gentle breeze. We harmonize effortlessly as a species. Great idea, Grix exclaimed, his excitement infectious. Let's make sure the sound resonates at the right frequency. We'll need to create a sound wave that will travel through the energy we generate. Anna nodded, her mind racing. If we can gather everyone's input on how to combine our strengths, we could form a strategy. Everyone, think about what you can contribute. Taking a deep breath, Anna began to structure their thoughts. We'll work in small groups based on your species' strengths. Zektar, you lead the group focusing on energy and physical contributions. Lumerians, you'll focus on sound. The Corvins can handle logistics and organization. As the aliens began to form their groups, Anna felt a sense of pride coursing through her. They were creating a community in a way she had never thought possible. Each alien began to share their cultural approaches to conflict resolution, bringing their unique perspectives to the table. On my planet, we engage in communal dialogues. It's a way to build understanding and resolve issues without violence, said a Corvin named Kira, her voice low but firm. Perhaps we can initiate a series of discussions while we work. It will strengthen our resolve. I like that, Anna replied, her enthusiasm building. As you discuss, have your group visualize the energy flowing between you. It will help us stay connected. Meanwhile, Grix had shifted to the control panel, his fingers deftly moving through holographic interfaces. I'll need everyone's participation to configure the cafe systems. I can set up the transmitter to channel our collective efforts. We'll use the brewing machines as amplifiers. The Lumerians began to vocalize, their harmonious tones filling the air, creating a soothing backdrop as Anna moved among the groups. She could sense the initial hesitation giving way to determination. Remember, she called out over the growing noise, creativity and logic must work in harmony. Use your intuition while you collaborate. This is our chance to show the strength of our unity. As they worked, Anna noticed Grix occasionally glancing her way, admiration evident in his eyes. She felt a flicker of warmth in her chest. This was more than just a mission to save his world. It had become a testament to the power of collaboration across cultures. Suddenly, a sharp beeping interrupted their progress. Grix's fingers danced across the control panel as he glanced over his shoulder at Anna. The distress signal is intensifying. We need to move faster. All right, everyone, let's pick up the pace. Anna shouted, her voice cutting through the din. Focus your energy. Zektar, how's your group holding up? Zektar turned, sweat beading on his brow, yet his expression was one of fierce concentration. We're channeling our energy into the machines. It feels strong. Good. Anna replied, her heart racing.
Lumerians, how's the sound coming along? Resonating beautifully, one Lumerian replied, their voice a melodic echo. It feels like we are becoming one.
Grix shot her a grin, the hopefulness in his expression igniting a fire within Anna.
Perfect. Let's combine everything.
When I give the signal, I'll power up the machines. We'll need to synchronize our energy and sound waves.
Anna took a deep breath, focusing on the task ahead. We can do this.
Remember, it's not just about sending a signal, it's about creating a bond that transcends our differences. As Grix moved to the control panel, his fingers poised to activate the machines, Anna felt a rush of anticipation. They were on the brink of something monumental, a chance to connect not just with Grix's fleet but with each other, forming a tapestry woven from diverse threads of resilience.
Ready? Grix asked, glancing at her for confirmation.
Ready, Anna declared, her heart pounding in her chest. Now, he shouted, his fingers pressing down on the control panel. The machines whirred to life, the whirling sounds mixing with the Lumerians' harmonious tones, creating a powerful resonance. Anna could feel the energy in the cafe shift, a surge of collective strength coursing through them all. As the signal pulsed outward, Anna caught a glimpse of the future in that moment, the possibilities that lay ahead with unity, the strength in diversity, and the unwavering bond she had formed with Grix. They were fighting for survival, but they were also fighting for something greater, a shared existence that transcended their origins.
I believe in us,
Anna shouted, her voice rising above the crescendo, and as the signal reached out into the cosmos, she knew this was just the beginning. As the harmonious tones of the Lumerians filled the cosmic brew cafe, Anna felt a palpable shift in the energy around her. The cafe, once a simple gathering place for coffee enthusiasts, had transformed into a hub of hope and collaboration. The sounds of brewing machines, the low hum of conversation, and the occasional clinking of glasses created a symphony of determination. Remember, Anna called out, her voice cutting through the mingling melodies, we're not just brewing coffee here, we're brewing a signal that could save Grix's home planet.
We all have something to contribute.
Let's make our voices heard. Grix stood at the control panel, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface, adjusting settings as Anna's words resonated with the crowd. I need everyone's energy focused on the brewing machines, he instructed, his tone authoritative yet encouraging.
We'll channel your unique contributions into the signal.
Anna moved between the groups, feeling the excitement build as the aliens began to share their skills. Zektar had gathered his team, demonstrating how to harness their collective energy into a focused beam. We can channel our physical strength like we do during harvests, he explained, positioning his team to form a circle, their hands raised in unison. The Lumerians, their wispy forms glowing, began to vocalize in a complex harmony, their voices weaving together like threads of light. We can create a resonance that will amplify the signal, one Lumerian stated, their melodic voice carrying a soothing rhythm.
Perfect,
Anna exclaimed, her heart racing with excitement.
Let's synchronize our efforts.
Zektar's group will channel energy, while the Lumerians focus on sound. We need to create a wave that travels through Grix's transmitter.
As the groups worked in concert, Anna noticed the Corvins organizing logistics.
Kira, the Corvin leader, stepped forward, her voice steady. We'll need to ensure everyone is aligned. If we can visualize the energy flowing between us, it will help us stay connected.
Great thinking, Kira,
Anna replied, her energy bolstered by the synergy around her. Let's visualize a stream of light connecting us, flowing from one group to another.
Feel that connection as we work. The cafe buzzed with activity, the scent of coffee mingling with the electric anticipation in the air. Anna could see the initial hesitations fading as the aliens embraced their roles.
Each being, with their unique talents, contributed to the growing energy, and Anna felt a sense of pride swell within her. This was no longer just about Grix's home, it was about forging a bond among diverse cultures.
Now, let's test the signal, Grix shouted, his excitement infectious.
On my mark, everyone focus your energy and sound on the center of the cafe.
We'll send it out into the cosmos.
Anna took a deep breath, her heart pounding as she prepared to lead the final push.
All right, everyone, we're going to count down from 3. When we reach 1, unleash everything you've got. The room fell silent, anticipation hanging thick in the air. 3, 2, 1.
As they shouted now, a wave of energy surged through the cafe. The brewing machines hummed to life, amplifying the Lumerian harmonies in Zektar's concentrated energy. The vibrations filled the space, creating a brilliant light that illuminated the cafe, casting intricate shadows on the walls.
Anna felt the energy coalesce, a tangible force that seemed to pulse with life.
Keep it going, she encouraged, her voice rising above the crescendo. We're almost there. The light intensified, filling every corner of the cafe until it burst forth in a brilliant beam, shooting upward and piercing through the ceiling. The cafe shook with the power of their combined efforts, and Anna could feel the vibrations resonating deep within her chest. Suddenly, the cafe was enveloped in a blinding flash, and for a moment, Anna felt weightless. Then, as quickly as it had begun, the light dissipated, leaving a warm glow that enveloped them all. The cafe fell silent, the only sound being the soft hum of the machines winding down. Grix turned to Anna, his eyes wide with awe. "We did it! The signal is sent!" His voice was filled with disbelief and gratitude. Anna's heart swelled with a mix of relief and joy. "We did it together," she replied, beaming at the group around her. "This is what collaboration looks like." As the cafe began to buzz back to life, the alien patrons erupted in cheers, their voices echoing with excitement. Zektar stepped forward, his eyes glistening with gratitude. "Thank you, Anna. Your human creativity and leadership have shown us a new way to approach our challenges." Grix nodded, his expression sincere. "You've bridged our worlds, Anna. We will remember this moment, the day we united our strengths for a common cause." Anna felt a warmth spread through her chest. "And I will remember the strength of your cultures. Together, we've proven that even the most diverse group can come together to overcome adversity." As the celebrations continued, Anna found herself surrounded by her newfound friends. They shared stories, laughter, and promises for future collaborations. The bonds forged in the cafe that day were not just about survival, they were about understanding, respect, and the beauty of diversity. In the days that followed, Grix's people began to adopt human methods, integrating creativity and collaboration into their problem solving. Anna watched with pride as they embraced new ideas, transforming their society for the better. The Cosmic Brew Cafe became a beacon of unity, a place where beings from all walks of life could come together and share their experiences. Anna found herself at the heart of this vibrant community, no longer just a barista but a leader, a bridge between worlds. As she stood behind the counter, pouring coffee for a Lemurian and chatting with Zektar, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This was her new reality, one filled with adventure, collaboration, and the promise of a brighter future. And as Grix made his way back to the cafe, flanked by his fleet, Anna smiled, knowing that this was just the beginning of their journey together. The universe was vast, and together, they would explore it, one cup of coffee at a time.